is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we normally get into, fearless beer review, things like that. But this week we changed it up, and we just didn't have time to do this at the end of the year. But this time we're going to do our Spotify wrap. We're going to get into our top fives of the year, top 5 albums that came out this year, top 5 of our own pod episodes, and then top 5 vinyls that we got this past year. So we're going to talk about that. Your record store, Desert Grooves Records, I'm sure. And then we're going to wrap it up with the Spotify Wrapped. We haven't even done that yet either. We've been such busy boys over the end of this year, being sick and you coming out here. So we're finally getting around to doing this damn thing. So you better enjoy it. Better fucking enjoy it.
Fuckers.
So let's get into this. Our top 5s. Let's get into the top 5 albums of the year. Honestly, this is the least exciting part of my lists, because this year kind of sucked.
Yeah,
to me at least.
Yeah.
So albums came out. A lot of albums came out this year, but most of them I just don't give a shit about. And I would say half of these I'm probably never really going to go back to, but I just kind of had to fill up the top 5. And some of them are they're good albums, but outside of that, whatever. So let's get into the 5. And what's your number 5 here?
So the story so far, there's an old pop punk band, not old, but 2011 is their first record. They came out with a new record, 2024, first record in like 6-7 years. It's just fucking good pop punk, dude. It's just good old pop punk. And I love the story so far, and it's good to hear them just not change. It's good to hear them be the same.
Consistent.
I liked it.
Consistency is key. All right. So my number 5 this year is the Alkaline Trio. Their newest album, Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs. And I've listened to this record a few times. It's good. It's not, honestly, it's up there with some of their better records. But I don't know if I'll really go back to it that often. I'm not going to get it on vinyl. But once again, nothing that great has come out this year. But Skiba did a good job writing a lot of these songs. Him and Dan did. There's some solid songs on here. Some really, really solid songs. Hot for Preacher, the opener, which was also the single. That's a really good song, actually.
Are we talking about our favorite songs? Are we not going to do the playlist? Okay, that's fine.
Well, that's why I just brought up Hot for Preacher. So We also picked our favorite songs. There's going to be a playlist in the description of this episode. So if you want to listen to some of these songs, go for it. What was your story so far song?
Big Blind.
Never heard of it.
Good. Great.
Oh, now you send the playlist to me?
Well, because I forgot about it till now. But if you don't like story so far, then you're not gonna. This is just gonna be like, I heard this before, and you really have. There's nothing really that different. It's just a lot of bands that come out with records this year sound different and aren't very good. Kind of like Sum 41, their record. That's probably in your top. That's probably your number 1. Is that in your top 5?
It's my top 5. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, no, we'll talk about it when we get to it.
Okay.
Then.
All right. So what's your number 4 then?
This band called the Lockdowns. I just heard about this band like 2 weeks before the end of the year last year, and I don't know how, but I think I was just searching like John Gentili from Punk News, like stuff that he likes, because I like him as a person, as like a reviewer. I like his tastes in music, and he interviewed these guys from this band called the Lockdowns. They pretty much are like the Ramones mixed with NoFX.
Yeah, I'm listening to it right now. I do hear a lot of
the song that I picked. The song that I picked was the most NoFX, Fat Mikey sounding song. Mm-hmm. Everything else after that gets more into the Ramones territory, but just a lot better than the Ramones.
Yeah, the Ramones are it's not a very high bar that they set, so
yeah,
it's pretty easy.
They're a cool band. Lockdowns are a cool band. I had never heard of them. I think this is their first full-length record. If I saw this in the wild, I'd probably pick it up because it is really cool. I haven't spent a lot of time with it, but it reminds me. It kind of reminds me of like Teenage Bottle Rocket kind of thing. Like just good, straightforward kind of like punk rock, pop punk. Nothing really stand out, but it's cool to see new bands come up and continue carry the torch.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it. I just listened to the song while you were talking, and yeah, it's a pretty cool song. It's pretty cool. I will check out this album. It's cool.
Yes, you will. You're listening to all of my top 5s.
Well, I don't know if I'll listen to Story So Far, but
you don't do that. You can skip that one. That's fine.
Actually, I Googled and I was on Wikipedia and stuff. I was going through all the albums that came out this year. Not all of them, but a lot of albums that came out this year. there's a lot of stuff that from bands I didn't even realize put out a new record. Like Killer Mike put out a gospel record. No idea. David Gilmour put out a solo record. Had no idea. So those are on my listen to list. But no, just like random bands, like bigger bands like Kings of Leon. I don't like them, but they put out a new record. I'd never heard anything about it. There's just a ton of bands that put shit out, but
yeah,
just completely missed it. Completely fucking missed it. So, so yeah, my number 4 then, moving on, is Sum 41, Heaven and Hell, double album. This is the last record supposedly that they're ever going to make. And they kind of did this thing where one album was going to be just more of their heavier stuff, closer to the Chuck era. The other album was going to be more of the all killer, no filler kind of style. And it's good. It's solid. There's really nothing bad about it. Nothing super, super memorable, but it's good. It was fun to listen to. I listened to it again this week. It's fun. Won't get it on vinyl, but good output. Good output. So Sum 41 is my number 4.
Dang, you really reached for straws, huh? There was like nothing you really liked this year.
I mean,
Put
I'm
Sum
telling
41
you,
at number 4.
I'm telling you, this year was a real dud when it comes to music that I like, at least. So,
yeah.
What do you got for number 3?
Number 3, Bayside. Bayside dropped a new album. First one, 4 years, so like that. 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bayside. Sometimes Bayside can be very just like meh. That was what I expect from Bayside. This is kind of getting back to the era of Bayside that I like, the kind of more harder, more aggressive, faster era of Bayside, that Killing Time kind of era, 2011-ish. But it's cool. I dig it. I've listened to this multiple times, and I'll probably get this on the vinyls because I like it.
Very nice. Very nice. Never been a Bayside fan. Never been a Bayside guy. So my number 3 is Marilyn Manson's new record, One Assassination Under God, Chapter 1. This is a good kind of little throwback Manson record back to the Hollywood kind of era, maybe Antichrist Superstar era. It's just good out. It's just good. I'm not going to get it on vinyl, but I've listened to it a few times since it came out, and I've really enjoyed it. Man, he sounds great. I mean, I know there's auto-tune and pitch correction and stuff on his voice, but who cares? It sounds good. The songs are pretty damn solid. So yeah, the new Manson, I dig it. One Assassination Under God, Chapter 1. Really dumb name for an album, but what do you
Very dumb name.
It's Manson.
But very Manson.
So what do you got for number 2?
Number 2, go. These are okay. So my top 2 are records that I actually really, really do like, and I think they're fucking fantastic. So Tyler the Creator, that's my second one. His new record, Chromacopia. I haven't spent a lot of time with this, but I do like Tyler the Creator. He's probably like when we do like our 90s, 2000s, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Even though his first record dropped in 2009, he's like my favorite, more contemporary rapper. I think what he does is more in like this kind of like weird Bowie sense. There's a lot of art being thrown in there. His live shows, from the videos I've seen and the people that have gone to his live shows, little homie Cole, one of our fans, mm-hmm. He is going to see Tyler the Creator pretty soon, and he puts on great shows. It's just he's a showman,
entertainer.
He puts on great shows. He has a lot of cool songs with a lot of cool people that were really fun, and it's just like he's kind of like that last Eminem record where Eminem kind of like attacked every genre that people like now, like the trap and like like all the other genres that I don't even know what the fuck they are for hip hop. Tyler the Creator does that same thing, but does them just really good, and they sound amazing, and it's not just repetitive bullshit. The song I chose was from this girl, not from this girl, it's from Tyler the Creator, but it has this girl on there too.
Like,
did you listen to this? Oh, you just
I'm listening to it right now as we speak.
Dude, this girl, I've never heard of her. Her name is Doechii.
Yeah, I've heard of her. I've heard of her.
Doechii. She's younger. She's just fucking aggressive and vulgar, and I was like, damn, that's fucking funny. I like that.
Yeah. I've heard a clip of one song of hers, and it is pretty vulgar. But
she hasn't. I think she has maybe like 1 or 2 albums, and one of them came out this year, or last year, which I haven't listened to. But at first I thought it was like, oh, is this like Cardi B or like Nicki Minaj? Because like that's how they kind of they sing. But like she was like a lot more vulgar, and I thought it was just, but like in a funny way. Like she talked about like I don't know. I don't want to quote it because it's not gonna be as funny if I do it the way she did it. But it was funny, and I giggled. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, this record's fucking badass, dude. You should listen to it. I like Tyler the Creator a lot.
Okay, I've never really liked his music. I don't get it. It's just not for me.
You got to listen to it.
I listened to several of his songs, or many of his songs. I don't get it.
You just
get the
come
appeal.
on. You taking songs out of context.
It's kind of like Kendrick. It's
kind of conceptual guy.
Kind of like Kendrick. I don't get the Kendrick appeal. I don't understand why
that's as
popular
wild
as he is. I just don't fucking get it. Or going into the rock scene. I don't understand. I really don't get why Against Me are fucking popular. That makes no fucking sense to me because that band is not very good. Just saying. I'm calls him as I sees him.
I mean, like, just because you don't get something doesn't mean that you're just not a fucking idiot. So that's what's happening.
I mean, what it means is that people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they have bad taste.
No, like now we're just being silly here. I listened to a couple Tyler the Creator songs. I didn't like it. Like, dude, he's a conceptual rapper. Like, these need to be taken in as a whole. And I want to do Tyler the Creator on the pod like a lot. And
we'll do it.
We almost did in the 2010 season, but we didn't go that far.
We were pretty burnt out during hip hop season. We were pretty burnt out.
It was. But I do like this record a lot. It's good.
All right. My number 2 is Dead Icarus, new band, new album, first album, debut album. It's called Zealot. And the singer from, ex-singer from Atreyu, it's his new metal band. Way more technical, more metal band than Atreyu is. And it's cool. This is a great record. I have it on vinyl. Like I said, it's just a good metal record with some super technical parts here and there thrown in there. The EP that they put out just before this full length is awesome too. The EP actually is better than this album, but the album's really solid, especially with subsequent listens because I'm starting to pick up more and more here and there. But yeah, good record. Zealot from Dead Icarus. Go check it out. Cool album art too. So get into it. What's your number 1?
Good. Charlie XCX, baby, Brat.
This is crazy to me.
Dude, this is. Have you heard this album?
I haven't. I know people love it, and I know you've said. Really
I've told you to listen to her.
I know.
She's so fucking good, dude. This record, like some of her previous ones, like the one before this one, the one where she's on the hood of the car, like that's a fucking amazing pop record, and that was a couple years ago. And I got into her because at Rock This Town Records is where I used to work. Huge shout out. Like a lot of people like that record, and I think it was probably Cole or somebody like, you should listen to it if you like just like cool pop music. And it's like, no, it looks so stupid, man. I don't want to listen to that, dude. And I threw it on. I was like, dude, this is fucking good, man. This is like perfect pop music.
Yeah.
And here we are again. Brat, dude. This is a perfect pop fucking album, man. Every song, front to back. It is exciting. It's fun. It's danceable. There's a lot of things that are different, but she's still like a pop singer. She's not like great or anything, but like it's at its core, it's still like her like singing and putting on like a performance for her.
Yeah.
But then she just has like all this like club music and electro pop and all this other cool shit going on. It's fucking wild, man. Yeah. It's like 40 minutes long.
I've heard several of her songs and I've liked them all. I think she has really, really good pop music. I mean, she's good. I've nothing bad to say about her. Everything I've heard, I have nothing bad to say. She's good. And I just haven't gotten around to listening. Yeah. I just haven't got around to it. I know she's on my to-do list, my listen to list, but I just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, you've done nothing on that list.
I've done like six bands or artists.
You've done literally nothing on that list.
No. I know I've heard the song Apple. I know I for sure have heard that song. But the other ones I can't remember what I've heard. But
you will listen to Tyler the Creator and you will listen to Charlie XCX.
Well,
that's a fucking fact.
We'll see about that.
We'll see
about that.
I listened to the whole thing of Dead Icarus.
I know. And I'm not I'll listen to this stuff. I'm not opposed to it. I'm gonna
That's
listen
what I
to
just
Lockdown.
said. That's what I just fucking
I'm gonna
said.
listen to Lockdown, listen to Tyler the Creator, Charlie XCX. I'm gonna do it all. Gonna do it all. So my number 1, my favorite record that came out this year, I actually really do like this record a lot. I have it on vinyl. Smashing Pumpkins, Agori Morime. This is their kind of throwback to more of a rock, like straightforward rock record, and it's killer. It's a killer fucking record. Everybody nails it. Guitar playing is fucking crazy good, and of course Jimmy Chamberlain, just one of the greatest drummers. I mean, it's fantastic. I got the special edition vinyl, special red cover, red jacket with orange variant. Came with a bonus 7-inch with 2 bonus songs that aren't on Spotify or any streaming service, so that's cool too. Got the bonuses. But yeah, Agori Morime. It's a great fucking solid record, and honestly, the only really great new record I've heard all year. It really, really is. So, Smashing Pumpkins. I know you've listened to it, and I know how much you love it. pretending like you don't love
That's
it.
fine. That's fine.
God, you're so annoying.
It was as good for the Smashing Pumpkins as that new Sum 41 record was as good for Sum 41.
Okay, you need to just go away. Just go away. Just go away. All right. So let's get into the next stuff. The next two things here. Do we want to do top 5 pod episodes or that we've done this year, or do you want to do top 5 vinyls? What do you think?
We should do top 5 vinyls.
Top 5 vinyls. Let's get into it. So I got my top 5s. I also got some honorable mentions, which I'll talk about after. But let's start with your number 5. What's your 5th favorite record you picked up this year?
My 5th favorite record. Let's see, 1, 2, 4 out of the 5 just came through my store, so that's kind of cheating. But yeah, I mean, people traded them in, but I paid them way too much because I'm just going to take it home. But Metallica, the Megaforce of Kill 'Em All, just nice. I was excited because I had the club press, which sounds amazing and it sounds better than the original, but this was just too fucking clean. It had the original sleeve or the inner sleeve, and it was just too clean to pass up. I couldn't do it. Won't do it. Like it was like the mintiest fucking thing I have ever seen. I could not believe it. And the guy that bought it, he bought it from Bookman's for $30 because the sticker's still on the inside. I was like, you bought this for $30 fucking dollars? Like, bitch, I would sell this for like $170, $200. So good to know. So I had to give him like $110 for it. But I was like, fuck it, whatever. It's the price you pay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that's your number 5, Metallica. My number 5 is a box set I got. Les Claypool, the Prawn Years box set. So it has a few of his solo records. It has the Buckethead record. It has the Oyster Head. Yeah. No, not the Oyster Head. Wait, does it have the Oyster Head? I don't even fucking know now. I haven't got it out in a while.
Too big.
But
it's too big of a box set.
But no, it's a solid box set, and a lot of these records were going for a lot of money prior to this, and it was a great deal for all of this. I think it was like $100 on Amazon or something like that for 5 albums, which is not bad at all. And just great fucking albums, great songs, and Les Claypool is one of the greatest too. So yeah, the Prawn Years box set, everything, all the records have different color variants too. So it's a very well put together box set as well. So my number 5, Les Claypool. What do you got for number 4?
Good. Yeah, good. Number 4. Everything I say is all original. Obviously, I'm not gonna mention if it's not original. That's just silly.
Mine's an original. I mean, so far, mine are all originals too. So
far, we'll see what happens.
There's only one on here that's not an original. Just gonna say.
Was Dead Icarus? Is that in your top 5 pickups for the
year? What do you got?
It's probably gonna be. You're probably gonna have Dead Icarus in your top 5. The Smashing Pumpkins again is gonna be in your top 5. Fucking guy.
We'll see.
3 Feet High and Rising. It's De La Soul's first record. Yeah. This came through the store. Did this come through the store?
Yeah.
This came through the store.
Remember?
One of the guys that trades into us all the time. He usually just trades in like contemporary stuff, but I know he's got good shit. And because he always says, oh, I have this. I have an original of this. I'm like, bro, bring that stuff in, and I'll give you like 50% of what I'm going to sell it for. And if I want it, I'm probably going to give you more. And so he brings in, like Childish Gambino stuff and like just like contemporary stuff. That's good and it sells and it's fine. But like I can buy it on Amazon, dude. Like, so I have to price it low. So he brings in this fucking De La Soul and it's like just mint, fucking just absolutely mint. And I was like, God damn, like we're probably gonna sell this in the store for like $150, $160. So I had to pay him like $100 for this. He's like, well, if you don't want it, I can just go sell it somewhere else. Like, oh, fucker. All right, fine. So I bought it. That's what we do. Bought it.
And it's minty.
And it's minty. It's minty.
That's not bad. That's fucking an OG De La Soul. Good for you.
Crazy.
Good for you.
This is after one of our butthole customers too. Always comes in. Like, oh, I have 3 copies of that one. I have my play copy. I have a minty original, and I have the white label promo. I was like, dude, just sell me like the fucking play copy. Then he's like, oh, it's like VG at best. You don't want that one. I was like, well, what'd you sell it for? And they're like 150. I'm like, that's what I would sell like a mint copy for. Get the fuck out of here. And so after I got this one, he came back in. I was like, look what I got. He said, oh, really? I said, yeah. And this came through the store. So, like, this technically is kind of an expense. So, fuck off.
All right. It's very good. Very, very, very good. So, this next one is an OG I picked up this year. An OG record from 1996. Was this 96? 97 when it came out? So it's AFI. Very proud of you.
Very proud of you.
OG copy of this one. I stole this one from you.
Did.
I literally stole this from your office.
Yes.
So it is now my record.
Put it in your pocket.
Put it in my pocket. My Jinkos. But yeah, I mean, this is the second AFI record, their second album. I had a what pressing did I have? I had the 2014 pressing. I sounds fucking awesome. It was honestly, the 14 pressing is great. I think you took that home, or I don't know if you kept it in your store to sell. I have no idea.
I took it home.
You took it home. There you go. And I got your OG copy. So that was a good trade on your. So I'm just stoked.
You can get a couple of them. That's fine. I'll give you a couple of them. That's not a big
So
deal.
now I have 3 OG AFI records. So I'm good. I'm not good, but I'm happy. I'm getting there.
What else do you have besides Crash Love?
I have Bodies.
Oh God.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. So AFI, very proud of you. What do you got for number 3?
Excuse me. Number 3, more hip hop. Paul's Boutique, Beastie Boys.
Nice.
And this is like the limited one too, with the hype sticker on the jacket, and there's another thing that somebody bought from a different record store. I think the person bought this from Bookman's also. Man, Bookman's, guys, I don't know what they're doing over there. But I think the guy bought it from Bookman's for like $40 or something like that. And it's like a $200 record, and traded in. Of course, paid him way too much. But yeah, when I see something that I want, I'm gonna fucking buy it. I don't care.
Very nice.
So I was pretty stoked about that one. You don't see a lot of OG hip hop, especially out here in Arizona. Like it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of country, you get a lot of like dad rock, a little bit of jazz.
Not hip hop.
Never hip hop. No hip hop, no reggae, no funk, no soul.
I mean, out here,
Pretty much like anything that's not like a white person. You don't see a lot of it out here in Arizona.
that's what happens when most of the people out there are white.
So much classical.
Yeah. Chud. Straight up chud.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 3 is also an OG. It's AFI, Crash Love. So their 2009 record.
Number 3?
This is a big pickup for me. That's
your
for me.
number 3? That should
It's
be
my
your
number
1.
3. Oh, it's my number 3.
Dude, your number 1 better fucking blow me away.
Oh, it's gonna blow you. It blew me away. So yeah, Crash Love. I picked this one up from your store, Desert Grooves Records. Huge shout out. It's been sitting in your store on the wall for about a year, I'd say. But yeah, I finally got the courage to buy it. Finally had enough store credit to buy it, so that's what I did. I got it, Crash Love, from your store. OG. Only time it's ever been pressed. Actually, it's never been pressed again. I had a bootleg copy, white variant, which was really cool, and it sounded pretty good, pretty decent. But I ended up just selling it to your store for store credit, and I put that toward this OG Crash Love. So
that shit's sold like within a day or two. Gone.
makes you so mad too.
And the guy that bought it, like the guy that bought it was like, "Oh, did someone buy the original?" I was like, "Yeah, they traded that in to get the original." Like, oh, that's smart. And it's still priced at like $60.
And that's crazy because on eBay, when it used to sell on eBay a lot, that bootleg, it would sell for like $90 or $100. Yeah, because I got it for $30 at White Rabbit when the bootleg first dropped, and yeah, it's sought after. That bootleg sought after too.
That's the only bootleg I think we've sold that I didn't price down. Like all the other bootlegs that we sell, because we have some people that trade in bootlegs, but like Zia Records, they won't take bootlegs. They just straight will say, "No, we don't buy this.
They're too corporate.
It's a bootleg. It's a counterfeit." Even calling it a bootleg's weird. Like they're counterfeits. They're fakes, and that's a fake. So like Zia won't take them. A lot of records just won't take them. So when I buy them, if they go for $50, I'm like, "Bro, I'm going to sell this for $25. That means I'm going to give you half of $25." And they go like, "Oh, okay," because like, where else are you going to sell them? You either sell them on offer up on your own. It's because Zia won't take them. Grace Records won't take them. They're the ones that sell them, but a lot of places just don't take them. That's the only one that I priced. I priced high. That was the highest bootleg I've ever sold.
Well, it's worth it. It's a good record, a solid record. So I got the OG now. I got the backstage pass too that came with it, so that's pretty rad. From that cool tour. So from the Crash Love tour.
Yeah, so cool. That should be your number 1. You're crazy.
It's not my number 1.
I know it's not your number 1. Your number one's probably Dead Icarus. And your number 2 is that stupid fucking Smashing Pumpkins you just talked about.
We'll see.
Go ahead and delete your notes and put something else in there instead of. Okay.
What do you got for number 2?
Number 2, Descendants, Smiley Goes to College.
Oh,
That's my number 2.
Yeah, you got that this year.
Yeah. The only record
OG.
I've ever dropped and fucking dented the corner. Tragic.
It's a fucking
Unfucking
Milo
real.
Goes to College, an OG Milo. That's crazy.
Not that it would hurt the resale value a lot because it goes for like way too much money anyway. But it's just like now every time I see it, I'm like, ah.
Yeah. And is that possibly the most expensive record you have in your collection? Is Milo?
No.
You sure?
No, because I have an Ellie Woman promo,
Mm.
and that's like 3, 4. I've Are You Experienced promo, that's like 5.
Okay. Do you still have that Velvet Underground?
The banana?
Yeah.
Nah, I
You
got
ever
rid
heard
of that.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think I would ever even get that back. Like we've talked
'Cause the
about
record
David
sucks.
and I, and he likes it. He likes Nico a lot more than I do, which is 0. I don't like her at all. But he definitely likes like the more collectible aspect of it. And so we've always thought like, oh, if White Label promo came in, like who's gonna take it? Like, I don't want that shit. You can fucking have it. I don't care.
Very good. Very good. So my number 2 then is ready for this one? Here we go.
Better not be stupid.
It's a really good record. It's not an OG. It's a repress. It's only ever been pressed once before this. First time it's ever been repressed this year or in 2024, and that is Omar Rodriguez Lopez and John Frusciante's Omar Rodriguez Lopez and John Frusciante, the self-titled record.
That's a cool name, dude.
It is a great fucking name. This is a all instrumental record. It's just them two, pretty much just playing guitar, like kind of noodling back and forth. They fuck around with some effects and stuff. This record was pretty much recorded on Omar John's bedroom floor. It was very kind of just really just raw and bootleg and DIY, and God, I fucking love this. And one of my favorite songs of all time is on this record, 0=2, which is my fucking screen name everywhere. And an OG of this is like $400 or $500. It's fucking expensive. Oof. So I've never ever dropped. I never wanted to drop that much money on it. But yeah, Clouds Hill, the record company or its studio, they repressed all of Omar's solo records, all like 45 of them in a box set, and then eventually released them individually. So that's where I got it for like $17. So I'd rather pay $17 than $500 for an OG. Although I would love to have an OG. So maybe someday. But if you've never heard this record, god damn it, it's just so calming and it's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful fucking record. I love it. I fucking love this record. So I'm stoked on it. So that's why it's my number 2, because I love it so much. And I'm so glad I have it now. So there you go. Good. What do you got for number 1?
Good. My number 1 pickup this year, something that I like a lot. Musical Monkey, Guttermouth, OG.
That was this year?
That was this year, kid.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
In 24. That was
not 25, 24.
Yeah, that's what
this year.
But
it was the last record show that Desi did, and that was last year.
What? I thought you got that on like 22.
The Musical Monkey?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking Friendly People. Because Friendly People you got early on.
When we first started.
Yeah, okay, that's
Musical Monkey I bought with the AFI original, the No Control Bad Religion original, and the Musical Monkey.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah, I got them all the same from the same guy. Just bought them all. So yeah, this is my favorite Guttermouth record. This is my favorite punk record. I have fond memories of sitting in front
record?
of. Yeah, all the time.
More than Bouncing Souls?
About Musical Monkey. Oh, that's true. Maniacal Laughter, then Musical Monkey.
Okay.
But I have fond memories of playing Duke Nukem 64 on this massive TV that my mom had bought. Those were the CRT TV, CRTs, whatever. I
don't know.
Big one. It was like 30, 40 inches. Like it was fucking huge.
Big for those TVs.
And it was so heavy, and I had to like drag it on a skateboard from outside and bring it into the room. And I plopped it down on the floor. And I got one of those like pillows with like, the little arms on them.
Yeah.
And I remember just spending just days and days and days just listening to Musical Monkey on repeat and playing Duke Nukem 64.
God damn.
So good.
But then we all had memories like that from like back in the 90s where you just listen to the same record endlessly and play video games for hours on end. It's great times.
Endlessly.
Great times.
Yeah.
Being a kid in the 90s, fuck yeah, man. It was cool.
It was the best.
It was fucking cool.
Was the best.
All right. So Musical Monkey, that's a good number 1. That's a really good number 1. I wish I could say I had that record, but you won't give it to me. So there's that.
Maybe I'll trade it one day for, I don't know, maybe you did Icarus.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. Maybe that especially
your number one pick.
All right, so my number one, my favorite vinyl pickup this year.
You better wow me with
this. Korn's Follow the Leader. OG, baby.
Oh yeah,
OG.
I got that one.
Yeah, I got that one from you. You decided to get rid of it. Because you're stupid. So I took advantage of your stupidity and I took it from you. I stole it from you. There you go. Talking, but that's okay. Yeah, Follow the Leader. It's their third record from 1998. OG, baby. I had a 2012 repress and or 14 repress. I don't remember now, but gave it up for this OG, and it's a pretty damn clean copy of it. A little bit of surface noise, but whatever. It's fucking 26 years old now.
Is it really?
26 years or 27 years old now. A tiny bit of surface noise, nothing crazy. So yeah.
Is it because it's scuffed, or is it because of the shitty pressing?
I think it's just because it's old. You know, it's nothing bad though. Worth every penny I paid for it, even though it wasn't super pricey, but even still. Korn's Follow the Leader. That is my favorite pickup.
That's a good one.
My
That's
number one pickup. My favorite band. I mean, Korn is my favorite band. So
that was a good one. I honestly that one I got rid of just because it just felt wrong to have it and you not have it. But like, if I got another one, then I would just keep it for sure.
But you didn't keep my old copy.
No, because it was a repress.
No, it was a repress.
Stupid. I can buy from our distributor. It'll be here in 2 days. You kidding me right now? Fucking snap my fingers. It'll be here in fucking 12 seconds.
All right. So, do you have any honorable mentions? I have 4.
I have so many. Go through yours because I have a lot.
I'll just go through
them real quick and flex. Go.
No real order or particular order, but Led Zeppelin's Houses of the Holy. Got an early copy of this one. My old copy was super beat up. This one is super, super fucking clean. Not an OG, like I said, but still like a repress from the year it came out. So, yeah, this is just absolutely a great pressing. Guttermouth, Eat Your Face. This is my favorite Guttermouth record. So, and this is the first time it's ever been pressed. So technically this is an OG, even though the album came out originally in 2004. So I love that record. The Beatles picked up Rubber Soul and Revolver, the 2012 mono pressings, which are very sought after. Got those from your record store, Desert Grooves Records. Huge shout out. So stoked on that. And then the last thing here is a band called Viva Hate. And this is a band that Jeff Kresge from Tiger Army and AFI, this is one of his bands that he was in. They put out 2 EPs and then eventually they put it together as a compilation. So it's Viva Hate's Viva Hate. Matt Wedgley on vocals, who was also in Circus Tents and a bunch of East Bay area hardcore bands. He's on vocals here. And this one I've been waiting to get for a long time because it doesn't sell very often on Discogs, and I probably will never see it in the wild. But it comes with a comic book, and I was never able to get it with the comic book until this year when somebody was finally selling it with the comic book, and so I got it. So I'm excited. Jeff Kresge, if you don't know, is my favorite bass player ever. So play stand-up bass on this one. So that's cool. Those are my honorable mentions.
Good. Those are good ones.
Good.
Those are solid.
Good.
Those are cute. Very demure.
Good. What do you got?
A lot.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. So Ride the Lightning, Megaforce, OG. This one's kind of fun because the first time I ever went to Desi's, he had this and he had it for a lot of money. And I was like, "They're really good for that." He's like, "Yeah." And he told me I think it might have been the first time I ever went to a store. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, like you will never see this again. Like that's why it's so expensive." And like I've only seen it one time. And like I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever, dude, fuck off. Like this is too expensive." Legit never saw it again any store I've ever been to. Until it came through our store.
I do remember when you saw it because I remember you texted me that day saying, "Do you want this?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I want it." And then you told me the price and I'm like, "I'm out."
Oh, that's enough. That's all. Didn't know it was that much. But yeah, it's this one. This pressing goes for more than their actually. I haven't seen a Black album, but the first 4 records, originals. This is the most expensive, like by far, of the first 4 originals.
It's crazy.
And I don't know why, but
it's crazy. It's their 4th best,
I guess. Well, that's stupid, dude. But okay. Sabbath, Paranoid. This is a second press, Vertigo. And I wish it was a first press UK. But it's a second press Vertigo, and I'll take a second press Vertigo over like an OG US press just because they're an England band, so I got to get like the England press, right? Yeah.
No, not
cool.
always. I mean,
Yeah, of
Sabbath,
course you do.
you got to get the U.S. pressing because it's better track listing.
I mean, I would get both.
You would not get both.
Both of them.
You would not
Yes,
get
I
the
would.
OG UK
Yes,
Sabbath.
for a Sabbath record. If
No,
a fucking
come on.
if an OG Sabbath on Vertigo came into my store, you think I'm not gonna fucking take it home? Are you high?
That's because
Are
you're
you
a
high?
collector. That's because you're a collector.
Are you high?
That's because
Did
you're
we-
a collector,
did we-
but
did
that's
we-
okay.
I don't remember agreeing to take a bunch of drugs before we did this fucking podcast.
Well, I didn't
You must
realize
be
you were
ODing
such a
on
collector.
stupid pills already.
I didn't realize you
I
were
forget
such a collector.
I forget how
That's fine.
stupid you are when it comes to Black Sabbath.
It's
Ranking
okay.
fucking, you ranked technical ecstasy like you're number 2, and you ranked fucking the Tony Martin era you're number 1 because you know nothing about Sabbath. Think you got him.
I like that you ended it with a got him when there was no got him there.
That's a got him, baby. That whole thing was a got him. Anything with a got him is just so fucking childish. It's so good.
And it ends the whole argument and conversation immediately.
Because you can't say anything because you know like whatever you say, this guy's just a fucking idiot. You know, he thinks he got me. I didn't get got. Good.
Oh,
But yeah, okay, moving on. Jane's Addiction, the Triple X, their first record, the live record. I love this record a lot. This is a second press OG. The only difference you can tell is the barcode on this one. The original doesn't have a barcode. But it's signed by Stephen Perkins, Big Whoop, whatever. But that's kind of cute that it's on there. I dig. Smashing Pumpkins, I got an OG Adore. I got that from Rock This Town Records.
Nice.
So I was pretty stoked about that. I think I bought that on Record Store Day, too. I saw him posted, and after I was off, I went over there and bought it. See, I spend money at other people's record stores. I spent a lot of money at Mike's record store. Way too much money.
All that Weezer.
Yeah.
A lot of Weezer.
The Doors, the LA Women promo. We had this in our store for pretty cheap already. We think we had it like $250 or something like that. And on Record Store Day it was 20% off, and like nobody bought it. I was like, man, fuck these guys, and I'm gonna take this home because this is not. It's not worth selling super cheap to some fucker that's just not going to appreciate it. This is my favorite Doors record. I spent it the other night, actually. I had a little psych rock night, and this is the first thing that I kicked off with. So I'm happy about that. Super minty, super clean, super demure.
Super minty.
And then more hip-hop, 2001, Dre. That's an OG. Got that one. Ugly Duckling, Meat Shake, one of my favorite hip-hop groups, one of my favorite hip-hop records. And then last is this cool bootleg I got from Super Mario 3. Next time you're out here, we got to listen to it because it sounds so fucking good. It's like such a good, it's just a good quality pressing. It has every song from Super Mario 3, which is,
it's cool.
Is it the best Super Mario? I don't know, but it probably is the best.
Mario
No,
3?
Super Mario World.
I mean, Mario World
Mario
is the
3
best.
or Mario World?
Mario World is the best.
Man, I played more Super Mario 3 than I ever did Super Mario World.
Oh,
though.
no.
Yeah. I still do. I still run through it. I say, hey, how far can I get when I'm pretty toasty on one life? And then after I die, I just stop.
Second level, then you stop.
No, you should not be dying at the bare minimum. The first time you should be dying is World 3. If you die in World 3,
no,
then
I think I would probably die in World 2 for the first time. I could get through the whole world, the whole World 1 easily on one life.
I usually do. I can't die and I can't get any pickups. So like if I hit a mushroom on accident, I don't pick it up. So I have to be small the whole time and one life the whole time.
That's something, dude.
And I consistently get to like 6, and then you lose a little interest when you get to 6, and it's like, okay, I just kind of want to fight Bowser now and fuck his ass up.
But you probably cheat. You probably do the warp, all those warps and everything.
I never whistles.
Oh,
I
bullshit.
never ever whistles.
probably
Ever. I
do.
beat every single fucking level. You're about to get fucked. You're on one tonight. I tell you that much, baby girl. You are on
true.
one tonight.
That's called cheating, dude.
And then all my Slayers, all my OG Slayers.
With just 2? Rain and Blood and Show No Mercy? What other one do you have?
Okay. First of all, like you say, oh, just 2 Slayer OGs. Like that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you really only
So
need 2, but and Show No Mercy is not one of them. But okay.
There's only 4 that I would get. I have 3 out of the 4. But the
What's the
last
third
one,
one?
I don't. South of Heaven, right after Rain and Blood.
Yeah.
But the other one, the one they did in the 90s, like the
Metal
devil in music, like the late
remember.
90s one.
That was the new metal
stupid-
one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
With like the green cover or like the green and gray cover. I don't remember.
It was like a skeleton looking kid, like painted or something like that on the cover. I don't remember what the fuck it was.
I don't remember.
But I remember I liked it a lot. But anyway, yeah, I got 3 OG Slayers. I'm gonna go.
All right, that's fine.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Those are my highlights.
Those are your honorable mentions. So let's get into our top 5, our favorite episodes that we did this year. Because why not talk about ourselves? That's what we do. We like to talk about ourselves.
That's all we do.
So and this was a big year for the podcast. After being a podcast for 8 years, we finally decided let's make it a video podcast too. And we started recording video and put everything on YouTube as well as Spotify and everywhere else. So it was a big year. After 8 fucking years, we did it. We finally evolved. So
that's true.
So let's. I just wanted to bring that up. Not that it really has anything to do with our rankings, but
has everything to do with the rankings.
So let's get in. So I have honorable mentions, but top 5. What is your number 5, 5th favorite episode that we did this year?
Go. Primus. Primus was my 5th favorite episode.
Naga hide, baby.
Primus is always actually like really any episode is always fun when we have somebody else on here. Because I don't know, it's always just interesting to throw a third party in here, even when they're just wrong about most of the things that spit out their fucking mouths. But the Primus one was fun, except that I think you ranked like Green Nog High like your 8th best or some shit like that.
I mean, it was lower. It was lower.
Yeah. Oh no, you put Antipop as your number 1. That's the stupid thing you did.
Well, it's not stupid because Antipop is their best record.
Like every episode, you have like one big dumb thing, right? Like every episode is like, what is the one big dumb thing Tyler's going to say? and that's probably like moving forward. We'll kind of go over that.
That'll be the end of the episode. What was Tyler's big dumb thing? Or it could be a recap.
The one big dumb thing.
It could be the recap on the next episode.
Yeah.
After we have time to percolate a little bit.
Exactly.
Tyler's big dumb thing
That's
for the last episode.
I'm actually going to make a little note in my personal notes to say big dumb thing Tyler said.
There you go.
But yeah, Primus was my 5th best.
All right, my number 5 is really a portion of hip hop season, the portion where we just talked about each decade. Not the albums of the week, but just like the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Just talking about that and listening to so much hip hop because I learned a lot. I watched that fucking documentary. I mean, I got really, really into hip hop season for those 3 weeks. So I don't have a specific one from that time, that season, but really just that season in general is my number 5. That's cheating, but I don't give a fuck because that was a really fun 3 weeks, even though I was burnt the fuck out. So that's my number 5.
Good. I mean, you know it's going to be in my top 5. So.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I figured it was. So what's your number 4?
We can talk about it later. Napoleon, when we did Napoleon Dynamite.
It's like $1 an hour.
That was something. That was fucking funny. And that movie just it's fun to come back to that one after a while and kind of like pick it apart a little bit more than you normally do. And like the Wedding Crashers kind of sense, right? And it was that was really funny this time around. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard at that movie besides the first time that I saw it was when we did it at the pod this year.
Yeah.
Or last year.
Yeah.
It was just good.
It was
the
soundtrack
a lot of
was
like whatever. We didn't really talk about the soundtrack that much, but like it was just about the movie, and it was a good shitting around episode.
That's all we needed. I'm just trying to say something real quick. Hold on. When did we start? What was the first video up? Oh, it was okay. All right. So my number 4 is Motley Crue. Motley Crue when we did Girls. This one was so much fun because I mean. I really like a few of the Motley Crue albums, but it was fun listening to all of them, even though half of them were absolute fucking garbage records. But still, it was a ton of fun watching the biopic, reading so much about the craziness that was Motley Crue and the 1980s hair metal scene. It was a really fun episode, and it was a very, very fun week. And we both agreed, and we just like gushed over this band or over this album, and we really gushed over Mick Mars because Mick Mars is just such a fucking rad guitar player, guitar player. And if it wasn't for him, that band would have been nothing. Like Mick Mars was I mean, they had the look and the attitude and all that shit, but when it
had the look, dude.
But when it comes to like musically, they would have been nothing without Mick Mars. Like he was the music. Honestly, he was. Everybody else just paled in comparison to Mick. So yeah, Motley Crue. That episode was a lot of fucking fun. So my number 4.
That's crazy. Motley Crue's your number 4.
Yeah,
huh?
I really enjoyed this.
Wow.
Did that one even break your top 5?
No, come on. I thought we were being real. I didn't know we were playing jokesies. But again, I didn't know we were doing a bunch of drugs, stupid drugs before we started the pod.
So you really didn't think that episode was fun? We had a fucking blast.
That's not top 5. Of course it's fun. Every episode's fucking fun.
We had a fucking blast on that episode. You're crazy.
But like top 5?
You're a
like,
fucking lunatic.
Come on, baby.
All right.
Girl.
So what do you got for number 3? Go.
Come on. Romeo and Juliet. Duh.
You're the worst.
Duh.
You're the worst. I can't believe you put this in the top 5. Oh,
this one was great because A, I fucking love that movie. B, I love that soundtrack, having the vinyls, and C, I just like Shakespeare. I like plays, and you don't really like any of it.
Nope.
And that was fun. And it was fun because I was just loving it the whole time, and you were just like, I don't care about any of this. And that was fun for me. That was exciting.
Man. Yeah, that movie sucks. I like the story. I like the story. The movie sucked. The music.
It's the story.
The music was whatever. The soundtrack was whatever. But my favorite part. So I'm telling you right now, this episode did not make my top 5. Not even close. But my favorite part of the whole episode, and honestly, one of my favorite moments of the whole year, was when you found out that I had never seen the Romeo and Juliet movie. And you fucking like melted down. You could not believe I had never watched that movie because you never asked me if I had seen it, and I never told you that I didn't see it.
Because I just assume that you've seen it, so I always talk about it. And I always like bring things up, and you never say yes, you never say no, you just stay quiet. So I've always just assumed that you've seen it.
We've been friends for almost 25 years, and it took you almost 25 years to realize I've never seen it, as you've quoted
the biggest,
it.
That's the biggest long con probably like you've ever done. Just
the shock. The absolute shock when you discover it.
Because like if we were hanging out at some point and you're like, oh, I've never seen it, like, oh fuck it, let's go, we're doing it right now. And that's probably why you never said anything, because you just don't want to watch it. So that's why you kept quiet. It's not lying, but it is kind of like lying by omission.
It was good. That was good. Very, very fun.
That was something.
So that was your number 3.
Number 3.
My 3 is Primus, when we did Green Nagahide with friend of the pod Skip. This is just 2 episodes before we changed it over to a video podcast, and it was so much fun. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, it's fun to have Skip on, to have somebody else on to shoot the shit with, and make fun of. I feel like we got after him pretty good on the Primus episode. Like we weren't mean to him.
I feel like we got after you pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean that's
I even like yelled at you for a good 30 seconds with the mic off, and then I had no energy to re-yell at you after that. I yelled so hard that when I had to turn the mic back on, I guess I can't do that again.
Skip and I were just
took everything out of me.
The best part of that, Skip and I were just like talking and chatting, and then when you do come on, you were even more fucking pissed that we couldn't hear you.
Why are you ignoring me?
Oh, that was so good. That was a fun episode. That was a really fun episode. So yeah, Primus Green Nagahide is my number 3 favorite episode. So what's your number 2?
Good. This was tough because I think these are like tied. These really are tied. I think at the core of our pod, like it serves like 2 purposes, right? It's to kind of like stroke the nostalgic chord in us, but it's also to like actually learn something and either grow or I don't know. So my top 2 like literally are tied for number 1. So in no order, I'll say, I guess I'll say Hip Hop Season, my number 2.
Okay.
Hip Hop Season, my number 2. It could be number 1 though, because I think this is like the other side of our pod, is where we do dive into things and get into stuff that may be a little bit uncomfortable, that we don't know that well, and learn something. And you took it to heart. Like that was the first time you've ever worked in your life,
shut
probably.
The fuck up.
And you did a good job. And I was proud of you.
Like I do nothing.
I was happy. I was proud of you. You did things, and they were exceptional. But like, C's get degrees, and that was fine. It was a good season, and we could have went to 2010s. We could have went 2010s.
We were pretty
difficult,
pretty exhausted at that point.
But damn, we listened to so much hip hop and so many artists I forgot about, right? That I had not listened to in decades. And like I fell in love with again. Like Tupac is one guy that I've never listened to ever since like you got fired from Tower. I just never picked up Tupac ever really again until like that week. I was like, fuck man, I miss like listening to Tupac, and that was cool. But that was a really, really fun week. And I like breaking.
Weeks.
That was
3 weeks.
Yeah, it was like 3. It was like a month.
Yeah.
And I like breaking things down by like geographical region. What do you like regions?
Yeah, we did
like
region,
the north, the south, the east, the west, but that was fun, yeah. So I think that's like I think there's 2 sides of the coin to our podcast, and that is one side of the coin.
Yeah. And so in regards to hip hop season, how we had it split up, like I mentioned, every week we did it by decade, and then so we had one episode that just talked generally about the 80s, the 90s 90s decade, and then the 2000s decade. And those 3 episodes, not the album of the week, but those 3 episodes are like our 3 most listened to and watched episodes of the podcast, like ever. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's weird. So those are seriously, those 3 are our most popular ones.
And no one's ever said anything bad, so it looks like we did a good job.
No, because we do, because a lot of people talk shit, especially on YouTube. They'll call us fucking idiots. We have no idea what we're talking about. Especially with Weezer. Like when we did Weezer a few weeks ago, we got so much shit from that. So that was good.
Why? Because everybody likes the White Album?
Yeah, and they're like, and you just talking shit on Pinkerton and just like, you know, I had to stop listening. You know, it's just all bullshit like that.
What an idiot!
Just idiot people like that.
Please don't listen. If you think the White Album is better than Pinkerton, just straight up fucking find a different podcast. You're a dumbass.
Find a different life.
You're a fucking moron. Find a different life.
All right. So yeah, you're number 2 hip hop season in general.
So now I'm mad, Ty. Remember in the office when Andy was responding to the things on the YouTube when he was the crying baby?
He was, yeah.
Remember he's like, listen, fucking Michael 6953. And then like he's like responding to him.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel right now. I'm gonna go on the YouTube right now. Listen, fucker.
I responded to every single person too. Actually, I will say the most hate we've ever gotten about any episode though was Iron Maiden. When we did Iron Maiden, people were saying how uninformed we were, how stupid we were. And somebody even mentioned, and this is on Reddit because I posted on. We got so much hate on Reddit. And we got so many negative downvotes on Reddit.
Good.
And somebody some asshole idiot. They said, because at the beginning of every rankings episode, I usually say we listen to all the albums and rank them so you don't have to. And somebody on Reddit took offense to that, or at least pretended to take offense to that. And they said, that's very ableist of you. You shouldn't be saying that because some of us really like some of these Iron Maiden records. And you guys are, what did they say? They said, like, you guys are just disrespecting us, respecting Iron Maiden fans and shit like that. It's like,
absolutely. Yes. That's all of what you just said is exactly the point of that fucking intro.
We are doing that. Yes. But it's like, are you really actually being personally offended by this? By me saying that one line?
That's Reddit, dude.
Reddit is fucking, it's fucking stupid. Like Reddit is really
the
dumb.
worst.
Reddit is, it's up there for being one of the worst. It's so fucking dumb.
Reddit's shit, and it's
like
it's
all the
even
threads
worse than YouTube.
Like every thread is just full of just like dumb, like seriously dumb people that have no fucking life. I mean, obviously a lot of it is probably just trolling and, you know, fucking bots and shit like that. But even still,
it's even worse now with like Chat GPT and stuff, because now people can have like an idea of how to rebuttal to somebody, throw it in there and say, how can I make myself sound smarter than I actually am, and spit out a bunch of big words to like belittle somebody based on like just usage of like big words. And that's what Reddit is now. It's just garbage. And fucking like, get the fuck out of here. I mean, after that shit's garbage. Absolute garbage.
Just boring, man. Boring shit.
Dude.
So so let's move on. We're almost done here. Number 2, Napoleon Dynamite. When we did that on the podcast,
oh damn, girl.
That's my number 2. And this was the first video episode we ever did of the podcast. Was Napoleon Dynamite. And yeah, I mean, obviously we've always loved this movie since it came out, but it was so much fun watching it. I watched it like 4 times that week or something like that, and just laughing so hard while we were recording this episode and just talking about the dumb fucking scenes because. I don't know. It was a lot. The whole episode was a ton of fun, and just watching it again was hilarious. So, Napoleon Dynamite, that soundtrack was my number 2. So, what do you got for number 1?
Number 1, I hope it's the same. It'd be kind of nice if it was the same, but
I don't think it's
probably not the same. It's probably gonna be Corn or something. I don't even know if we did Corn, but it'd probably be Corn.
We did Corn.
But No Effects, when we did No Effects,
I thought about putting that on there, but I didn't.
No Effects was the best. I think this is the other side of like the podcast, is just things that like hit a nostalgic chord, and we just want to talk about stuff that we grew up listening to. Mm-hmm. And No Effects, that whole weekend was just wild for one, but it all like tied in with the pod. And when we did them on the pod, and we talked about like the show and not going to the show and the final years, and and it's not just like kind of like a part of our childhood now is gone, is forever missing.
Yeah.
Completely gone, obliterated. And it's weird to think that like the staple, like the rock of punk music, right, is now retired after so many years. Just a band that, like, it was inevitable. Like, everybody's gonna retire, die, whatever. But no effects, but they were always there, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. And it was both like sad and also like heartwarming. Like, oh fuck yeah, man, you guys did a good job. Like through all of it, dude. Like all the fighting, all the drugs, like everything. That 40 years is a long fucking time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, and then, you know, we kind of talked about, oh, they hate each other and Fat Mike's a dick. Like, bro, that's like 40 years they've been friends and shit. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, that's a long fucking time to be in business with somebody. Essentially be somebody's partner. But not just like a partner, but be like a creative partner and not give a fuck about anything except doing what they want to do. And they've did it from the beginning and did it till the end. And it's just, it's admirable. They're one of the goats.
They really are. They really are. Yeah, that was a fun
sad
episode.
Time.
Yeah, it was sad, but it was a fun episode because you were here for 4 fucking days, 4 nights. You were here for
like
4
a
nights.
month. I'm literally for like a month.
It was a long time.
It might have been a month.
Time.
I could not tell the fucking difference between the two.
And then we recorded that episode like 2 days after you left too. But yeah, that was that whole week was a whirlwind. It was a whole fucking whirlwind.
It was emotional. That last night. And there was also Stein night too. But like that last night, man, like, dude, I shed tears, baby boy. Tammy shed tears. Yeah. You probably did.
Tammy
Tammy
doesn't even have that same connection that we have. We all just sat in my living room and we watched it on TV and we had played it super fucking loud and remember we had half the time we were standing. We just stood up in the living room and we're just
as close as possible, like we're children, like we're little kids,
or like we were at the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like we were at the show drinking out of my big ass fucking steins. My fucking 32 ounce
exactly like we were at a show.
Yeah.
We had our big beers in the front of the pit and getting knocked around, splashing everywhere. Dude, like David Shady cried. Dude, everybody I know,
we all
teared
up. Yeah,
I don't think you cried because you're a monster, but all the people that came into my store and talked about it, they said, "Oh yeah, I cried. It's just that's crazy.
I did too. I got emotional. It was very emotional. Very emotional.
Wild.
It was.
That how did that not break your top 5? You're crazy.
It just there were better. I felt there were better episodes.
I feel like you're a monster.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
You're a gargoyle.
So your number 1 was No Effects. When we did Punk and
Not
Drublick.
even the lead gargoyle.
We did Punk and Drublick. My number 1 for this year, Bloodhound Gang, One Fierce Beer Coaster. I don't know how this didn't even break your top 5. This one was so much fucking fun. Not only listening to the records, watching that fucking wild documentary that I had to download off of some Russian website. It took me like 2 hours to find that online. But yeah, just it was so much fun. The way what I like so much about this too is that the way that we broke it all down. We broke every song down so specifically, the lyrics, and we took a deeper dive into this band than we have than we do for most bands, which is crazy too. But it was a lot of fun. It was like a 2-hour episode, and even Skip, friend of the pod, Skip, he said, I don't care about Bloodhound Gang, and I did not want to listen to you guys talk for 2 hours about it. But even he was like, that was really entertaining. It's like, fuck yeah, dude, hell yeah,
they're an entertaining band.
They are, and it was so much fun talking about the lyrics and just the stupid antics of those guys. And goddamn, that was a fun episode. That was a really, really fun.
That was a good episode. That was a fun episode.
So that is my favorite episode we did of the whole year, and we did get good feedback from, like, this is one of the episodes where we didn't get any negative feedback on it. We did have a lot of people reach out, or not a lot, but we did have people reach out to us and say, you know, just talking about Bloodhound Gang and just talking about us, like our rankings and shit like that, and it was fun. It was a good episode. So it was a very positive episode. So I did.
I wonder if people will hate the Sabbath episode as much as they hated the Iron Maiden episode, because Tony Martin's shit. Tony Martin's even more shit than fucking Bruce Dickinson, and Bruce Dickinson's pretty shit.
Bruce Dickinson is not that bad, dude.
He's complete shit.
He's not that bad.
Utter rubbish. Like fucking
that's just stupid.
That era of Iron Maiden is damn near unlistenable because he's so fucking annoying.
Oh man, that's just
not Tony Martin annoying, but he's annoying.
That's stupid, dude. All right.
Okay.
So that's my number 1, Bloodhound Gang. I have how many do I have? I have 6 menchies, honorable menchies. You got any menchies?
I have 0.
What? How? Why?
No, why not?
Okay, whatever. I'll just run through them real quick. The Cure, when we did the Head on the Door, that one was only fun because neither of us knew really anything about it. Well, I mean, we knew about the Cure, but we've never really listened to them and ever taken a deep dive. And overall, it was pretty disappointing, but it was still a very fun episode, breaking it all down, listening to it all, talking shit. making fun of the pod skip really mad about it. So that was fun. Say Anything is a Real Boy. That was a lot of fun because a lot of those records are really good and there were some really great songs. But my favorite part was your realization that Max Bemis is probably kind of a piece of shit, and it really kind of ruined your whole view of the band and their music.
Nah, I'm over it now.
But that realization that you had in the halfway through the episode, you
saw it in real time.
In real fucking time. You saw it in your face because it was the video podcast. You could see it in your face.
Wait a second.
Yeah, that was funny. That was really funny. When we did Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, like you already mentioned, it was just wild, and most of their music kind of is boring. Third Eye Blind's Third Eye Blind. I mean, that was just so much fun because that album is just beyond perfect. When we did Kanye West, Graduation, really loved that episode too. Smashing Pumpkins, when we did Gish, because I love pumpkins. And I just like talking with somebody after listening to all their records and just kind of hearing. You and I disagreed a lot with the rankings on them, but it was fun hearing the back and forth and hearing why you hated it and why you liked it. So that was fun. And then last but not least, when we did the Blink & Company album rankings. So when we did
that was wild.
We did like 31 or 32 records. We did all the Angels and Airwaves, all Blink, Transplants, plus 44. We did a lot of shit. The only thing we didn't do was Alkaline Trio, but that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Because I'm looking at my pod rankings right now. So like just in that, cause we did Neighborhoods that episode.
Yeah.
So like my number one was When Your Heart Stops Beating, and then number 2 was MTAT, and number 3 was Neighborhoods. That's crazy. I must have been taking the same stupid pills you've been taking.
Those rankings were wild that week when we did all the.
It was because it was so much things. It was so many things to rank that like inevitably things are just going to be like, yeah, I'm fucking tired. This is really good, but it's really not that good. It's just kind of tired or something like that.
And we did the EPs too. We did like all the Angels and Airwaves EPs. We did the Blink EPs.
Fly Swatter, Give the Drummer Some. That was my last.
That's right.
That was my least favorite. Was Give the Drummer Some.
We did that one too. Yeah. So that was a fun.
Dude, we did so many good episodes. We did the fucking Death Cab for Cutie, Dashboard, Bulworth soundtrack. Remember Bulworth?
I do remember that. Yeah.
That was fucking good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Dude, get out of here! Get out of here!
So yeah, those are our top 5s of the year. Let's wrap it up with the Spotify Wrapped. Sound good?
How did we not get so much shit for the Ramones? I feel like the Ramones would have given us like the most
we
shit.
We didn't get any shit from the Ramones. Isn't that fucking wild?
Oh, these people are idiots. These people are just fucking idiots.
I mean, no, but it goes to show that people don't really care about the Ramones that much. Also,
yeah, but like most of Iron Maiden is just like the Ramones, just generic bullshit.
Yeah. But also when we did Sex Pistols a couple years ago, I think when we did Nevermind the Bollocks, we didn't get much shit from that at all. Really any shit at all from that.
Everybody hates that, so I get that.
Yeah. Okay. People pretend to love it. So
let's do
Spotify Wrapped. We should have done this like 2 months ago, but whatever. So we're just going to kind of go by frame on this one because we're not prepared at all. So
I'm already ready.
I got it going right here. You see this? This right here. I got it going right here.
Hi there. Mine says my name. Yours says hi there.
Yeah. Life moves fast. Weird. I'm on the second slide, right? Or the second.
So am I. It takes a long time just to get to where we need to go.
It says, okay, so it says I listen.
Versus minutes.
Yeah, how many minutes do you have? You know, if you touch it, it'll pause it, right?
Oh, what?
Yeah, if you
hold it, you gotta
hold it, it'll pause it.
Okay. Oh, hold on, I gotta go back because I touched it instead of paused it.
God.
You go first. I'm almost there.
So yeah, my it says I've listened to 81,259 minutes on Spotify this year.
81,000. That's good. Yeah, I was at 69,312.
I beat you.
69,312.
This put me in the top 2% of listeners worldwide.
Damn.
Worldwide, baby.
3%. 3%.
It says my biggest listening day was January 24th of last year with 622 minutes in one day. That's a lot of fucking.
January 4th?
January 24th.
January 24th.
Mine
was March 1st with 530 minutes.
530. Okay. Close.
Like, what the fuck? Like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
That's a lot of minutes. How many minutes?
In one day?
How many minutes are... Oh, there's more than... How many minutes are in a day?
Well, I don't fucking know.
There's a lot.
I do want to see what day of the week. March 1st? March 1st, that was a Friday.
Okay. Okay.
How many minutes is 530? Do you have your calculator
I mean, it's
open?
less than 10 hours.
What the fuck? I listen to Spotify for 10 hours on a Friday?
So,
And then January 24th?
yeah,
That's a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And how much is like 650?
620,
How many hours?
630 something.
What's 630 divided by 60?
Like
But you
10,
had a calculator
10
out.
hours and something. I don't know.
You don't have a calculator.
Well, I mean, each hour is 60 minutes, so you just do the math right there. So it's around 10. It's a little bit over 10 hours.
Should I just pull out my calculator?
Okay, there's your old ass fucking 1992 calculator.
530 divided by 60. For me, it's like almost 9 hours. For you, it's almost 10 hours.
That's what I said.
That's silly.
So the next thing here, it says I played 6,148 songs this year.
I played 11,792.
11,000, holy shit. And it says mine says, and one song again and again and again and again on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's what it says for me, too.
And it says my top song of the year was Got the Life by Korn. The greatest song ever written. That's what it says too. It says the greatest song ever written. What does yours say? What's your top song?
Mine's It's Saturday by Marcy Playground.
What?
And I remember why, because for whatever reason, every single time we did anything like 90s or anything on the pod, for whatever reason, Spotify would always play this song afterwards.
Oh.
I don't know why, but remember last year it was
Dima.
like
It was a
Dima, yeah.
It was like
So
always
it
at the
doesn't
top
make
of
any
your
fucking
queue.
sense. And so this one, I don't know why he does it, but I do like the song a lot. So I never like stopped it. But every single time the album of the week would stop playing, it would go into this.
Oh, that's great. It says that
Right, man.
it says for me. It says I was in the top 0.05% of listeners globally of that song. Love it. I fucking love it.
I was in the 0.01% of listeners. So I'm the only one that listened to it all year.
It says I streamed it, but it says I only streamed it 36 times or only 36 times last year.
Yeah.
So,
I only streamed mine 28 times.
okay. It's still a lot. Well,
That's a lot.
for that song. Not Forgot the Life though.
But it happened every time we did. So we did like Everclear. Remember we did Marcy Playground. Then we did
Yeah.
Pusa. Like every single time an album of the week would end, or if I was listening to like the records back to back, like their first record, and that would end, and then play the song. And I would do like the next week, Third Eye Blind or something. The first record, and it played the song. And I don't know why it fucking did that.
I mean, you can go into Spotify and change your queue. Maybe you just accidentally added it to the queue, and that's why it was just there. But you could have taken it off.
Yeah, but like I get afraid because I don't want to never hear this again.
You're not.
I still want to hear it right
No,
now.
it's just in your queue. It's not going to fuck up the algorithm. I don't think.
How do you know?
I mean, I don't.
See, I don't know.
think. So
I don't think.
I don't think. My favorite.
Yeah, you don't.
My. So now we're at our top 5 songs of the year.
Yeah.
Do you want to go step by step or like back and forth? Or you just want to do our top 5? What do you want to do?
These they're because of the pod, so
Oh.
I don't care.
Mine are not from the pod, so just go through yours and I'll go through mine.
My number 5, Sunburn by Muse. Like that's a really fucking good song, actually. By Muse. Muse has a lot of shit
I
songs,
hate
but
views.
yeah, they have a lot of shit songs. But their first couple records are fucking badass. Saint Joe on the School Bus from Marcy Playground. I actually do really love the song.
Fuck.
London, don't want to go
London.
to London. Third Eye Blind, and then Burning Man, which I love Burning Man. That's my number
Burning
2.
Man.
And then it's Saturday from Marcy Playground, my number 1.
So much fucking Marcy. How? I mean, I know we did them on the podcast, but even still, how is there so much Marcy Playground?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't, dude. I think like I know. So when I listen to Spotify mostly, it's because like someone says like, "Do you have this at your store?" And like, no, like, what the fuck is that? And I'll listen to it, and like, dude, that was awful. Like, I will never listen to that again. And then like sometimes I get lazy, and so I don't change the Spotify.
Yeah.
And so after that album ends, it'll play stuff like it. And by the time I realize, dude, this is fucking awful, I'm already like 2 hours deep.
Okay. All right. So my number 5 is the band Clowns. The song "Thanks for Nothing." Love that song. Number 4 is Blink 182, Blink Wave from One More Time, that album.
Wow.
Number 3 is Winona Fighter, Hams in a Glass. I know the song was like my favorite song of 2023, and I still can't stop listening to the song clearly. My number 2 is More Than You Know from Blink, from the One More Time record. And then my number 1, Korn, Got the Life. There you go. So good. All right. You act like you hate it, but you're singing every single part of it. The guitars, you're doing the guitars, the melody, everything.
That song's fucking wild.
It's
though.
so
It's a good
good.
song. It's a good song.
It's the greatest song ever written.
It's like, what are you thinking? What were you guys fucking doing in there?
That disco beat underneath or over all of it, it's incredible. So good. Anyway, so it says I spent 49,178 minutes listening to podcasts in 2024.
See? Yeah, because you listen to a bunch of
So,
stupid
and
shit
that's
and
just
waste your fucking days.
That's just podcasts. Like, that's on top of the 80,000 I listen to in just music. So
I know, because you just leave your shit on and like
I
go
don't-
do other
no, I
things.
don't.
Don't pay attention.
No,
That's
I
what you
do
do.
pay
I know
attention.
you do.
I do pay
I
attention.
know you do.
Good.
I know what you do. The amount of minutes in the day. I know what you do.
I know what you do.
Don't lie to your dad.
Do you have
Don't
do you
do
have a
that.
podcast
Not
favorite,
here.
or does that come?
Yeah, 6,000 minutes. I listen to one podcast now.
It says my
That's fucking high because there's just Dudesy and one other podcast.
and Dudesy's dead now, so it's been dead for months now. So it says my top podcast topic was comedy. It's a comedy podcast are my most listened to, and it says I'm in the top 2% of comedy listeners worldwide. So
Mine says your favorite podcast topic was other. That's exciting.
so boring.
I know, that's stupid. Like, dude, it's literally about video games. It's a video game podcast.
Oh shit! All right, so
Idiots.
I have my top podcasts. I'm sure yours are just dumb because you don't really listen to podcasts, but right.
I don't.
What are yours? Let's. I want to hear what yours are anyway.
So besides Doozy, the only podcast I listen to, and then eventually, like sometimes I'll go to Time to Relax with the Offspring if they have somebody on that I want to listen to. But otherwise, Fire Escape Chat. It's a video game podcast. I like it. I like the people on it, but that's the only podcast that I listen to.
All right. So my number 5 is Two Bears One Cave. I just like this podcast. I think they're as stand-up comedians, these two guys are awful, like really, really bad. But I like this podcast. I've always enjoyed it. Number 4 is a podcast I discovered last year. It's The Harland Highway. Harlan Williams. He's a comedian, actor. He was in fucking Dumb and Dumber. He was in Half Baked. Rocket Man. He so many different things. But this podcast is wild, and it's so fucking funny. And he's so dry, like so extremely dry and sarcastic. I love Harlan Williams, and this podcast is
It's
so
a good
fucking
podcast. And I listened to it multiple times last year, and it didn't make my top 5. So that's weird.
Yeah. So I listen to it every week. He's fucking hilarious. And number 3, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, because Conan O'Brien is one of the funniest people of all time. Like Conan O'Brien, hands down, is just beyond amazing. He's so fucking funny. Number 2, Punk Till I Die podcast.
Dude,
I love this podcast.
that's
I don't care.
crazy.
Tom Trauma, who used to be on the Punk News podcast, he left that because him and John Gentili didn't get along anymore, and because of this, actually, John Gentili was a little bitch about it and got mad at Tom for creating this podcast with this guy called Liverpool Neil. So yeah, Punk Till I Die.
Talk about like an uninteresting guy.
Tom
making
Trauma
a
was the
podcast
best
about
one.
the most uninteresting genre of music. Is just aggressive, crusty, boring punk. Like
No, Tom Trauma.
Whoa.
Tom Trauma was the best. He was the best one on
No,
that.
he wasn't.
Yes, he was. And Liverpool
he
Neil.
barely even talked. He was boring.
And Liverpool Neil, he's British, so
So he's boring.
he's an old British guy who only likes like the big 3 punk bands and like bands that sound like that, and then Morrissey. Those are the only bands he likes. Otherwise,
Checks out.
he hates everything else. And so it's like him and Tom Trauma are always kind of fighting with each other. So it's good. It's fun. And then my number 1, the Tim Conway Jr. podcast or radio show. It's a local radio show here in LA that's on Monday through Friday. But I listen to it every morning because I don't want to listen to it live the night before. So it catches me up on local news and stuff like that. So, but there's like comedic parts of it as well. So it's a little bit of news and a little bit of comedy in there. And that's really
So that's the only podcast you listen to where you actually learn something. Everything else is just hearing 2 people talk about fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't give a fuck because I have a great time. Why is that? What's the difference? What's the difference in that and listening to just music, or just staring off at the fucking wall or whatever? You know what I mean?
I mean, you can stare outside. You don't have to stare at the wall. You can stare.
I do stare outside all the time.
That's good.
Because I have my window right here. While I'm working, I just stare outside. But god damn. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next slide here. Let's see.
I don't know what the fuck this next one's supposed to be.
Talking about something about my February. February was your... Oh, it talks about what phase? Like your biggest phase, I guess?
Yeah.
So February was my mall goth skateboarding pop punk phase. And it says I was really into artists like Blink, Say Anything, and Angel and Airwaves. That checks out.
Yeah, August was my nerdy permanent wave alt rock phase.
Okay.
What the fuck does that even fucking mean?
Idea.
Just Weezer, Muse, Pusa. That's it. Weezer, Muse, and President of the United States of America. Dumb.
And then it goes to another thing. It says my September was my cyberpunk clean rap hip hop season. Okay, I guess that checks out too. I was all about artists like Run the Jewels, Eminem, and Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas.
I guess where the clean rap comes in.
Was September when we did hip hop season?
I guess so.
Yeah, September was my indie sleaze clean rap hip hop season.
Okay.
Like Black Eyed Peas, Jay-Z, and Beastie Boys, which I do not listen to a lot of Jay-Z.
And we did Black Eyed Peas, but that was earlier in the year.
Yeah, and we didn't do Beastie Boys on the pod, so I didn't listen to a lot of Beastie Boys because I have What I Want on the vinyls, so that makes no sense.
That doesn't make sense. And then it says October was my apocalyptic permanent wave punk moment. It says I was big on artists like Bad Religion, NoFX, and AFI. Makes sense because that's when we did NoFX and Bad Religion that month. So that makes perfect sense. I think we even did AFI that month too.
October was my mall goth straight edge punk, and it was Bad Religion, NoFX, and Ramones, the three most straight edge bands of all time.
That's pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. All right.
See, Spotify's stupid this year.
It's kind of dumb this year. Yeah, so it says I've listened to 940 artists this year.
That's pretty good.
But it says one had a special place in my heart and ears. So how many artists did you listen to?
2594.
Gee, 25. Well, I mean, you work in a record store, but that's...
I'm telling you, every time somebody says, do you have fucking insert dumb band here, I immediately listen to it. And like 99,000 times out of all, there's been like one time where I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. It's always dumb.
It's always dumb, yeah. And then it says my top artist for the year is Blink 182. It says my longest listening streak was 7 days with them. So
what does that mean? Like you listen to them at least one day in a row?
Yeah, at least one day. One day.
Mine's Bad Religion, 5 days in a row. I'm the top 0.5%. And I spent 1,100 minutes listening to Bad Religion.
1,100 minutes. Holy shit.
That doesn't make any fucking sense either. Because I have their first record on the vinyl. Yeah, but I listened to it like one time on Spotify.
Yeah, but you have to think they have like 19 or 20 records. And we listen to all of them. But even still, I guess that would add up to about 1,100 minutes.
That's okay. So 19 records times 45 minutes.
Okay.
That's 850 minutes.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
So where did the other 300 minutes come from?
That makes no sense. It's skewed. And it says I'm the top 0.5% fan of Blink 182, and I spent 2,106 minutes listening to them. Now that doesn't seem right because if you spent that much time listening to Bad Religion, there's no way I listened to Blink just twice as much as that. That makes no sense. These numbers don't add up. They don't add up at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because I know I did not listen to that much Bad Religion. Bad Religion had that much fucking music.
That's weird. That's really weird.
Whatever.
So it says who else got a lot of play this year?
I think at this point you can just skip on to the last slide because that just shows you the recap of everything.
Yeah. So
the top artists, right?
Yeah, top artists and top songs, which we already talked about that. So yeah, what are your top artists this year?
311, number 5. Pusa, number 4. 311, god damn. Number 3, NoFX. 2, Ramones, and 1, Bad Religion. That was my top artist, Bad Religion.
Just because of the pod.
all 5 of these are because of the pod.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, especially that Pusa. Like,
And no effects
Pusa only have
make sense either.
And Pusa only have like 5 or 6 records, so it's.
I did listen to their first record a lot though, and like I still listen to it like in December. I really like that first record, but no effects doesn't make that much sense either because all my favorite ones I have on the vinyl.
Yeah, that's true. That's weird. These are all skewed. Fuck it. My top artist says my number 5 is Bad Religion. Okay, pod. No Effects is my number 4, but I listen to a lot of No Effects, but even still, it's probably because of the pod. My number 3 is Korn. My number 2, The Smashing Pumpkins, and my number 1 is Blink-182. So,
Blink-182.
and mind you, I listen to a lot of Korn, Smashing Pumpkins, and Blink on vinyl on top of just Spotify. So, I probably listen to like the same amount on Spotify as I do on vinyl for those 3 bands.
I wonder.
So yeah, that's my Spotify Wrapped, baby. That's it, baby. That is
5
it.
plus 12. I'm listening to like ballpark times. Let's say 50. Oh wait, that's per week. 850 times 52. So like usually on Friday night, because Friday night's when I spin, and then Saturday I spin. Fridays I usually get through like 5 records, and then Saturdays it's anywhere between like 10 to 15, depending how late I stay up. But if I do 5 plus 10, 15 times, let's say 45 minutes a record, that's 675. Let's times that by 52. I mean that's 35,000 minutes. That's a lot.
That is a lot of minutes.
That's a lot of minutes I could do something better than just.
Yeah, but what else are you gonna do though?
Stupid shit.
You're just gonna drink and do something else? Come on.
I wonder how long it would like per minute wise it would take you to learn like a foreign language, right? To become fluent.
Yeah.
Like if I put those minutes into learning like fucking Farsi or some shit, I wonder if I could be fluent in a year.
Download Duolingo. An hour a day, baby. An hour a day. That's all you need.
I could do that at work.
You could.
And still get my vinyl listening in.
Yep. Learn like 10 languages in a year. So anyway, that's all we have for our top 5s of the year. Spotify Wrapped.
That's it.
Thank you all for listening. It's been actually a longer episode than I was expecting, but it's good. It's good.
Very long.
So we're gonna continue on with the album of the week. So stay tuned for that. And that's it. That's all. Joe the Davis.
Just Lizzie.